NBC 10 is on the Education Watch tonight, a big day for those who want to get on the Board of Regents to oversee public school policy in Rhode Island.
That's right. The candidates tapped by Governor Lincoln Chafee were slated to appear before the Senate Committee on Education today. They were expected to face tough questioning about their commitment to education. NBC 10's Bill Rapley was there. Was it tough questioning, Bill?
Well, we actually weren't able to stay until the senators got to do the questioning. There certainly were a lot of people paying attention, including some current members of the Board of Regents, as the four nominees from Governor Chafee began the advice and consent process. And while the senators were getting ready to ask questions, we also heard opinions not just from senators. The first people to testify warned against confirming as regents any people who might slow down the reforms that won Rhode Island $75 million from the Federal Department of Education.
Education Secretary Arne Duncan recently stated in Education Week regarding the federal government's willingness to rescind Race to the Top winnings, where folks aren't following through.
Her reform group is concerned that the nominee for chairman, George Carullo, has said he'd like to slow the rush toward charter schools and high-stakes testing. But he says it won't be a problem to work with current Commissioner Deborah Gist.
I've had multiple meetings with Commissioner Gist that have been lengthy and detailed. We've talked in depth. I believe we can work together. I believe in much of what she's trying to do. I believe in much of what she's already done, and I'm thoroughly impressed by her.
However, some of the senators at least are wary and want to ensure that the push to improve schools in Rhode Island is not short-circuited by new regents.
Well, these are the kinds of bad messages that if we send them to the people in Washington who control this race to the top money, they could pull the money back. So we need to make sure that this new board is fully committed and is going to move ahead. So these are the kinds of questions we're going to ask.
Yeah, O'Neill is one of the senators who was intending to ask tough questions, including, he told me, he wanted to ask George Carullo why he's got $127,000 in a campaign account. Was he intending to run for public office somewhere? Now, that hearing continues up at the State House, but regardless of how the Education Committee rules on whether to recommend or not, it appears that the regents will go before the full Senate for advice and consent sometime in the future. Reporting live, Bill Rapley, NBC 10 News at the Down City studio.